Hello, welcome to my channel where we do our best to simplify the practice of quantity surveying. Thank you for staying tuned. In this episode, we shall be analyzing the unit rates or the unit cost of a 600 by 600 mineral suspended ceiling on metal grid. Before I proceed, are you coming in contact with my videos for the very first time? If so, I will refer you to my page where you are going to see other episodes on a different topic that will be of benefit to you in the pursuit of your quantity surveying career. And also, don't forget to hit the subscription button as you watch this episode. Having said that, uh, ceiling comes in different shade. We have the wooden ceiling, we have the asbestos ceiling, we have the PVC ceiling, we have the plywood ceiling. In all of these that I've mentioned, the base is a noggin. You have to prepare a noggin that will receive this four type that I've mentioned, be it PVC, be it wooden, be it asbestos, be it tongue and groove. You have to prepare prepare a noggin. Then you have a button cover the edges of the joint where the two asbestos either meet or the plywood meets. But in the case of the mineral suspended ceiling, we are going to be analyzing the rate. It is produced from the factory in 600 by 600 tiles. And these tiles are produced using recycled papers, fiber glass, rock wood, and adhesive. Blend them together to prepare this ceiling. And at the same time, the ceiling comes with its own special grids. You don't need to prepare a noggin. The noggins are the grids that comes with it. And these grids are the component that makes up these grids are divided into four. We have the wall angle, which the producer refers to as the wall molding, but on site, the common name that is referred to is the wall angle. Then you have the main beam. Then you have 1.2 meter cross T and the 600 cross T. The first one you have to put on the wall, which is put on the perimeter of the wall inside the room, is at the height where you want the ceiling to be, is the wall angle. Then you can now place the main beam at the first one will be at a 600. Then the next one will be at a 1.4. A 1.2, then the next one will be at a 1.2 till you get to the end of the other side of the wall. Why I am taking my time to explain this is because if you don't understand the methodology, how these things are fixed on site, or any item, of course, that you are pricing, if you don't understand how it's being carried out on site, you might not be able to come out with a fair price. It's either you're going to make some bogus assumptions that will either make you overpriced or make you underpriced. So you must first of all master or understand how the principle of how these things are being done on site. And read the manufacturer manuals to really understand take out some vital information that will help you also to have a better price analysis. Having said that, like I did said, you must first understand the basic principle of how these things are done on site. So I am taking my time. I want to take little of my time to explain these 3, 4 components that I did said makes up, and the ceiling tiles that makes up the 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 mineral suspended mineral ceiling. Like I said, the tiles comes in different shades, different quality. We have the ones that have high acoustic tendencies, the one that have low acoustic tendency. Some does not even have acoustic features in it. So depending on what the client wants. But in all of this, the only difference in in all of this is the ceiling tiles. The grids are the same, the hangers are the same. The only difference again is if you are fixing it underneath the say a suspended slab, you need to buy anchor bolts. If you are fixing against maybe noggins, you don't need to buy anchor bolts. You just either need to wrap the hangers on against the ceiling noggins. So these are just the little things you need to understand, so that whenever you're pricing, you must make sure you capture everything that is needed to make it a complete price. So I made a small illustration of say a room of 4 meter by 4 meter. And the first thing I said you're going to hang, you're first of all going to do is you first of all determine the height. After marking the height where you want your ceiling to be, you place the wall angle, which is the one at the edges of the corner of this square I have here. So this is the wall angle. Then the next point will be you placing the main beam first at 600 centers, then the next one will be at 1.2 centers, then the next will be at 1.2 centers again. But in the case where you have calculated your how you want to lay your ceiling, you now realize that there is, say, a small half here, say a small half of 20, and why you want to start here with 60, the beauty will not be there. So what you just need to do is now say a 30 plus a 60 will give you a 90. So now it will give you a 90. So if it gives you a 90, so now what you don't need to do now is to start the your first main beam. You start it at 45. You start it at 45, then you now measure 1.2 for the next beam. Then you measure another 1.2 for the next beam. Then you end up with 45 as well. You end up with 45. Then in between the beams and the next beam, which is at 1.2, the things you are going to use to fill in this place is a 1.2 cross T and a 600 cross T, meaning that the cross T, the 1.2 cross T will run from this beam to this beam, which is this one. Then you now have a 600 cross T that you will now place on the top of the wall angle and link to this cross T. It's clip. You're going to clip it to the cross T. Then you now have another 1.2 cross T. Then you put another 600. You have another 1.2, you put another 600. Then if you are getting to the end of the wall, you're just putting a 600 cross T, 600 cross T, 600 cross T, 600 cross T, and a 600 cross T. So this is the method. Then for the hanging of the wall angle, if it is on block wall, you can use concrete nails, a 2-inch or a 1-inch concrete nail to nail it on the wall, and to nail it at 300 put the nail at 300 centers. If it is a concrete wall, you have to buy a screw and fisher where you have to drill the wall, then put the fisher, then you screw. Then if it is on you are hanging the hangers on the bottom of suspended ceiling, you need to either you're still going to use an anchor bolt that you're going to anchor to the ceiling, then you wrap your hanger wire on it. So these are the things you needed to know. Then before we now go to the main chart. So having understood this, then I now did a small computation of the nails. So let's say it is a 4x4 room. And for this one stretch of this 4 meter, if you divide 4 meter by 0.3, or you're putting a nail at 30 centers, you're having 13.33 pieces. And you have four walls. So if you multiply by 4 walls, you have a 53.3 pieces of nails that you need to use to hang the wall angle, which is referred as the wall molding. So if you now get the square area of the room, which is 16 square, because it's a 4x4, say 16 square meter, you divide the nails by the 16 square meter, you're going to have 3 pieces of nail to 1 square meter. And that is what you are seeing, 3 pieces here. So as for the ceiling board, it is sold in square meter. The grids also are sold in square meter. If you're buying, say, 10 square meter of ceiling tiles, the distributor knows how many wall angle he needs to give to you. He knows how many cross T he needs to give to you. For the cross T, the 1.2 cross T needs to give to you, the 600 cross T needs to give you, and the main beams, he knows how many he needs to give to you. So if you get to the site and say the wall angle is not enough, you have to come and buy extra, because these things are already calculated. We even check the manufacturer manuals, we see how many pieces they give to you. Then the adjustable hanger, where you have to use to hold the ceiling, hold the grids in place. They also, for a square meter, if you do the computation, you're going to have 2 numbers. So you see, the adjustable hanger, I need 2 for a square meter. The nails, I need 3 for 1 square meter, because I computed the whole room and divided the nails I am going to nail the wall angle. It gave me 3 per piece. So for the ceiling, because it is like I did said, these things are made from pallets, from wood and paper pallets, and recycled papers and all of that. It is fragile in nature. So if it's not handled properly and the edges is broken, you might not be able, the client will reject it and ask you to replace it. So there are ways you generate. And like I did said again, if you want to come out with a very good look, it is not wise for you to put, see, after you start from one end with a 600 and you get to the other end, you're having say a 20 ceiling tiles. It's not going to look nice. So you needed to balance it by putting a better half on this side and a better half this side, so that the flow, the appearance will look neat. So you are going to have waste from those kind of concession you want to make to give a better look. So I am saying a 5% waste, which can be more than, depending on the kind of shape of the building. If it is a rectangular or a square shape, definitely the waste will be reduced. But if it is a funny shape, the rooms are having some kind of irregular shapes, definitely you are going to generate more waste. So a 5% plus 11,000, which is the cost per 1 square meter, it gives me 11,500. Then the grid is 2,000 per square meter, because you buy the grid separately and you buy the tiles separately. Like I did said, the grids are almost common with all of the tiles. Even if it's a drop tiles, a drop tile is the same grid that you're going to place it on. So you have with a 2% waste, you have a 2040. Then the adjustable hanger, it comes in bundle of 100 and the cost is 18,000. You divide 18,000 by 100, it gives you 180 per piece, and you need 2 per one. You need 2 per for 1 square meter. You add the amount here. Then the concrete nail, like I did said, a pack of concrete nail you have a 50 pieces in it, depending on whatever pieces you have in your own market. You divide it by the cost you're buying. It tells you cost per one piece. You multiply by three. That is going to the three for 1 square meter. It gives you a 60 naira, 60 kobo. Then, of course, the transport, like I will always say, you get the cost of the transport from the where to the site, the cost of loading and offloading. Then you know the capacity the truck can carry. You divide the cost by the total square meter it carries. It will tell you an amount. In this case, I am assuming a 300 per 1 square meter total material the truck carried, and after dividing it by the amount that the truck charged and the cost for loading and unloading, it gave me 300. 300 is the cost of transportation for a square meter. So by the time you sum the total amount for material, it gives you 14,314.20 kobo. Then you now have the labor, which varies from one place to another. So I am using a 700 per square meter for the ceiling. If you add it together, you have a 15,000 and for 15,000, 14 naira 20 kobo. So like I did said, in all the 600 by 600 type of ceiling, the only thing that will either change or you needed to add here or change in terms of price is the ceiling board. The ceiling board, because I told us that it varies. If the acoustic tendencies are high, the price is high. If the is low, the price is. If the tendencies are low, it's low. We have the laminated ceiling, which is 10 mm, 10 mm thick. We have the 10 mm thick is cheaper as well. Basically used in the toilet because it has a humidity, it resists humidity. So, and then the if it is underneath the ceiling, underneath the suspended slab, you need to add another column here where you will now introduce you introduce the concrete nail, not concrete nail, a concrete anchor bolts, an anchor bolt so that you can use to hang the wire that is holding the grids. So that is just the difference. So if I've been able to share more light to your understanding on how to price suspended ceiling, mineral suspended ceiling, please drop a comment on my page. You like my page. Above all, don't forget to subscribe and share to other persons that you know will have the need to share from the knowledge. See you next in the next episode. Bye for now.